Okay, continuing our critical Let's Play of Modern Warfare 2. We just did the first mission. We got introduced to Private Allen, who Shepard has taken to his Squad 141 or Group 141, whatever it's called. And he asks when is he going to meet the rest of the crew, and was told by Shepard that they're off doing another mission at the moment. And then the camera zoomed over and we joined with the other people doing their other mission. So here we get introduced to this guy smoking a cigar. We don't know who he is yet, but we can move. I find he's Captain McTavish, which is Soap McTavish, the character we were controlling for most of the first game. We did the training course as him. He was the new guy with Captain Price, and the way he was just smoking his cigar then was a very deliberate reference to Captain Price in the first game, the British guy for Bucket Hat, who was smoking a cigar as we approached the boat at the start of that game. So we still don't know what happened to Price after the end of the last game, after he threw us that gun, and then, you know, the Russians were trying to resuscitate him and he looked like he was probably dead. So now Price, the character we were controlling in the first game, has become the main person, the new Captain Price essentially. And we are taking over a new character called Roach, I believe. Here I'm using L1 and R1 to climb, kind of a quick timey event thing. The jet's flying overhead, clearly trying to, you know... So what we're doing is like infiltrating an airbase for reasons we haven't really been told yet. This game's not very good at telling you why you're doing anything. You kind of need to always read Wikipedia to figure it out. But it's a airbase, so these jets are taking off from it. So they're kind of a precursor to where we're going. Like the runway's just over there. So to climb I was using L1 and R1.
I'll see you on the far side.
And of course you have to hold in L1 and R1 and you lose one of your things. So here I could probably stop holding down L1 and R1 and I probably won't fall. But I always feel like I should just hold on to them just in case. And you have those cracks building around the ice, and if they go for too long then I'm pretty sure you fall. Let's not find out though.
Check your heartbeat sensor. You should be able to see me on the scope. That blue dot is me. Any unrecognized contacts will show up as white dots.
So I think that point about Captain Price is actually important because the way he gets reintroduced into the game is, I think, quite impressive. It was probably the moment in this game I realized the story wasn't completely lost.
2, 3. Nicely done.
I wasn't listening and I aimed for the wrong one. So we also have the design of this level at the moment harking back to the Chernobyl level in the first game, all gillied up. You know, just two of us, me following him. You know, as he followed Price, as Price followed whoever he followed, I forget the other guy's name. And you see this just following one person mission design come back a lot in both this game and Modern Warfare 3. Probably because I think All Gillied Up was probably the most critically praised level
3,
of the first one.
2, 3. Nice work.
So already between the Afghanistan level before this and now this snowy level, I think we're in Russia somewhere, I wasn't paying attention. You've already got quite a clear range of environments and assets which I imagine are all also representative of the different multiplayer levels that exist as well. Which, again, as I said in one of the previous videos for Modern Warfare 1, is why you have these globe-trotting adventures, is because you need all these assets for different multiplayer levels.
Use the cover of the storm to enter the base. You'll be a ghost in this blizzard.
So now he's leaving me alone and I have to sneak in by myself while he is up there.
Sensor. Good luck.
They're one of these strange, not actually doing what someone else tells you to do moments. So there are very few moments in these games where you're on your own. And they can feel very weird.
Hide. You've alerted one of the guards.
So this weird kind of momentary stealth.
Alright, I've tapped into their comms. Head southeast and plant your C4 at the fueling station. We may need to go to plan B if things go south. There's a truck coming.
So I like that moment. It becomes important later. This idea of have to plant C4 in case we have to go to quote-unquote plan B. It's just a passing comment, but it gets referenced again later. The first time it happened, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I suddenly remembered, and it kind of felt like this nice organic moment where I felt like I was part of the script without it explicitly making me part of it. Well, before it made me explicitly part of it.
I'll take this one. Roach, the fueling station's near the northeast corner of the runway.
I don't think I should take on 4 of them.
Truck's coming back. Hold up. I'm seeing some activity on the runway. Looks like 20+ foot mobiles headed your way.
So we're not going straight to our objective. First of all, we're making our contingency plan, which is C4 here.
I'm picking up more radio traffic about the satellite. Stand by. Got it. Sounds like the satellite's in the far hangar.
So we're trying to get to a satellite. I don't know if a game ever actually tells you this, which is really weird, because it's a very significant point for the story of the game. Stealthing along here. But essentially the Russian ultranationalists have shot down, stolen, I don't know, a American satellite, which has a whole lot of important data and information and codes on it.
Took a scenic route, eh? Let's go.
And we're trying to get it back before they can decrypt it and, you know, decode all of the American kind of signals and whatnot. But at first, like, the connection between this mission and later levels of first time I played was incredibly unclear. So I didn't know what we're actually doing here. So there's the satellite they got. So we're looking for the ACS module, which stands for something, I imagine. American codes and stuff is probably what it stands for.
The ACS module.
So I'm in here by myself.
Roach.
You hear the roller door open back where he was. And he's kind of whispering to you that he's been compromised. So you're going to hide him over his boxes and you're like, what do I do?
Roach. Go to plan B.
The first time I'm like, what the hell's plan B? And I'm like, oh, plan B. And of course it stops being a stealth mission. You get your slow motion. And it becomes, you go back to ridiculous action chaos. So for a brief moment with your silence gun, it looked like you were, and your stealth mission, it looked like you were going back to, you know, the SAS missions of a previous Call of Duty, but that's certainly not to be. Like 2 versus 200, but... So we're just in pure action movie area now, 2 versus 200. Things just randomly blowing up for some reason. snowmobiles.
For the next mate, give me some covering fire.
So it's good at giving you moments. You roll down a hill and then everyone comes after you, but of course it's ridiculous.
Rush, take that snowmobile. Let's get the hell out of here.
Oh, that's snowmobile. Fine. And then this happens.
Kilo 6-1, the primary exfil point is compromised. We're en route to the backup LZ using enemy transport. Yeah, over. Bravo 6, this is Kilo 6-1. Roger that, out. More tangos to the rear! Just outrun them! Go, go!
You got a helicopter missiling you, and just don't know where I got an automatic pistol from, but now I have one of those. So it's right about this time, people who enjoyed the first game decided they were kind of done with the series, I imagine. And I can't really blame them. But you just kind of surrender to it. It's still quite entertaining if you just take it like an action movie and not like a realistic depiction of military engagement. You have this nice dramatic music, you have this kind of quite seamless pacing from the really stealthy to the Plan B explosion to escaping on a snowmobile. And as long as you don't think about it too much, it can be quite... You know, you can get caught up in it. I've already mentioned Final Fantasy VII too many times in these videos, but I always think of Final Fantasy VII snowboarding when I do this part. The nice kind of swooshy sounds of the trees going past makes it nice and fast. Yeah, that nice moment you're coming down the hill as well, like your evac helicopter comes down and it's like, this is where it is. So I actually quite enjoy that mission, even though it's in some ways everything that's wrong with
Two men took down
this game.
I ask much more from you now.
So that's pretty much just Shepard's side about what the rest of 141 are doing.
Front lines are hit.
And now he's going back to Alan, and he's telling Alan that he's going to make him do something
And there will be casualties.
important. I'm trying to justify the most controversial level in this game, which you're probably already quite aware of, which is no Russian.
He's fighting his own war and he has no rules, no boundaries. He doesn't flinch at torture, human trafficking, or genocide. He's not loyal to a flag or a country or any set of ideals. He trades blood for money. He's your new best friend. You don't want to know what it's cost already to put you next to him. It will cost you a piece of yourself. It will cost nothing compared to everything you'll save.
So Shepard's trying to justify what Alan's going to do here to get close to Makarov.